American problems that Europeans don't understand.
I mean, I don't know what they're going to be, so I guess we don't know them.
We're going to let you know. Well, we might know them. We'll let you know whether we understand them or not. And it's going to be interesting to see what the problems. What do you mean by problems? I don't know. Well, there might not be problems. Some problems for some people aren't problems for other people. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. It's everybody's opinions.
Exactly. So we've no clue what to expect. Smash that if you enjoy, guys. Smash that subscribe button if you're enjoying it as well. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's get into it. We'd really appreciate if you did hit that subscribe button though, because about 80% of you guys aren't subscribed, which is mad, isn't it?
It's not good.
So hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're all subscribed.
What's up, internet? A disclaimer.
I like that.
Please don't react to the title.
Oh wow.
I am with you, US of A.
Oh my god, what is going
I'm
on?
in peace. Sorry about that. That was absolutely necessary because the last time I dared to compare Europe to US of A, I nearly got killed in the comment section because I happen to live in LA.
Everything's better in LA.
Says who?
People in LA.
Yeah, didn't you never not notice that people from up here go down to LA and then they come back up here calling it LA?
So, now that we got that out of the way, let's move on to the video. Today we're talking about things that Europeans don't understand.
I'm really it's really throwing me.
So, I mean, fair play, because, I mean, we do minimal edit. On the movie channel, we do a lot of editing, but we do minimal editing. Gone through a lot of efforts for the editing.
But I feel like I'm getting distracted. I'm not actually listening to her.
You know what, though? This is like the modern day thing, isn't it? Where to keep people on it, because we've got such short attention spans, you just got to boom, boom, boom. It's working, I guess. I guess it's working.
Oh, America. First thing we're gonna look into the obvious one, and that is taxes. You see a price in a store, but that's not
okay.
No. You have to keep in mind that that is without taxes. For example, I only had $10 to my name, and I needed to buy a few things to survive. And I calculated down to a cent. And then I get to the register. They say $12.55 and I'm like, but how? I don't need, milk. It's fine. I'll just put water in my cereal. That's absolutely okay. I also want to mention something that I've noticed. The amount of ads for pharmaceuticals.
Okay, well, on number one, we spoke about loads. I feel it is super confusing the first time you visit.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going like for a trip, the first time you buy something and then the rest of the trip you'll be fine.
I wouldn't say the rest of the trip. I think there'll be instances where you forget about it because you're not used to it. But once you've been there more than a week, you're going to remember, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, do you think? I feel like sometimes we got to the till, oh, I swear that was only $5. And then it's, taxes.
I don't think we really, like the last time we went, when we were in New York, definitely I noticed it, especially in the sweet shop.
Yeah.
But I feel like last time when we went to Walmart and things, we didn't necessarily add up as we went round.
We didn't, but like when I was thinking...
she could have said any price and I'd be like, yeah, okay.
No,
I don't actually know what I've spent.
Yeah, I was thinking more like in the gift shops where we bought magnets, which we knew would be $5. But it's $5.50. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
just little things like that.
Once, actually, in San Francisco, when I bought my purse, and I was like, you went up and paid for it, I think, and I was like, I given you $10 like in cash, and you're like, it wasn't $10, it was $12.
Yeah, I needed a couple more dollars, didn't I?
No, it's 10.
Yeah, definitely.
There are, and the way they are created. Taking this pill could result in termination of life.
Allergic reactions such as shortness of breath or swelling of your tongue or throat may occur and may be fatal.
Fatal. Yeah, we don't have this in the UK.
No.
Depressed mood. Patients also reported trouble sleeping and vivid, unusual, or strange dreams.
So next thing that confuses the hell out of Europeans is the measurements. For example, when it comes to baking, everything is in cups and spoons. And my dumbass, the first time I baked something based on American recipe, I thought in my brain, because I didn't Google it, I was just like, I get this, that cups are cups.
Yeah, me too.
As in money.
Yeah, I think that's a common UK misconception.
I do just generally think that, and I know it isn't, and I still think that.
Yeah, well, we call it a cup. It says a cup measurement. Why not? I know it is wrong.
I guess technically it's actually a mug.
It is we still call it a cup, though, don't you?
Yeah, true. But then Americans probably do call it mugs.
Yeah.
So, like, it's technically not a cup, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Confusing, though, isn't it?
Well, it's not anymore because we got certain measurement.
Once you know, and we have the measurement things, it's happy days. But I think that first time, especially, I remember my mum did it, and
Yeah.
it was in the comments just berated, like, that's not a cup.
You just gotta wing it. Bacon's fun
And
when you wing it.
spoons are a large tablespoon will be fine. So when I actually prepared something, not only it was not good, it was terrible. Another cultural shock, or whatever you want to call it, is the food.
Okay.
I mean, what the hell is this?
There's some
Or
nice
is
food
this-
in America.
Excuse me, there is cheese coming out of this tin can. What? And also the combinations of foods like sweet potatoes and
That's
That's
good.
marshmallows, waffles and fried
That's
chicken.
good.
I also have to mention the way Amazon delivers packages. So when you look at Amazon.com, they say, if no one is at the address when delivery is attempted, we will leave the package in a secure location.
Okay.
To avoid disturbing you, our drivers will knock on the door, ring the doorbell, or directly contact you for delivery. That is not true, Amazon. You lie. Have you ever seen an Amazon delivery? These guys literally either just throw out the package and then kick the door and run away. They never, ever, ever attempt to deliver the package to your
TV just for.
I think it's just phone and TV, but I don't think that's Amazon. It's the postal people, isn't it?
Yeah, because you got like in the UK we got the equivalent, and they're called Every now, but they used to be called Hermes, and everyone was like, "Oh, our parcels with Hermes never gonna come."
Yeah, absolutely. But Hermes was the worst.
And you can't contact them. They're like literally like little ninjas.
Well, it says this way: they've rebranded to Every because the name Hermes in the UK was
Just
everyone's
bad
like
news.
they're just awful, so
But,
they
like,
rebranded.
You can't get hold of them. Like they are like spies.
Yeah, but they have got better though. Give them the flowers a little bit.
Yeah,
They have got
I
better.
actually like. I've never actually had a bad experience with them.
Oh, we definitely have.
No, Every.
Oh, okay.
I
They
went to
just
Every.
leave it there. Do you know how many times I have had my shit stolen? But for example,
Yeah,
in
see, that's not
Slovenia
good.
and other parts of Europe, they call you on the phone, and if you don't answer, they leave a paper slip
Yeah.
where it says where you can pick up your package.
Yeah, that's what they do in the
Moving
UK.
on. Next
We
one
don't
is
get we don't get a
the
phone call in the UK though, but we get
No.
the paper slip.
Well, we get a phone call from like Ferry Speed, the big companies.
Yeah,
like,
you
if
can
they're
get in a
delivering like
massive
furniture
bed.
and stuff, they will call you to arrange a suitable time.
Yeah, but for normal
But
Amazon.
for things that can just be left, that if you have to sign for it, then they'll leave you a slip and you can go pick it up.
Yeah.
If not, we're quite lucky because we've always lived in places where we've had secure locations.
Yeah, we got a secure drop where we can just put it
So
there.
yeah, but I imagine like living like I guess where it's out in public. all the time.
Yeah, they just give you a slip and you go and get it.
obvious one. The drinking age. You can go and die for your country as long as you don't buy beer. Okay,
Yeah, that's
this
quite
one
mad,
is
I
also
guess.
from a personal anecdote, and I'm pretty sure that it's accurate. Renting out places in the States is nearly impossible.
Really?
If you don't have a good credit score or if you're not from there. Usually there's an application fee for every apartment that you apply for, and then you need to pass the background check, the credit check. If you don't have a good credit score, you need somebody to vouch for you. You need a sample of your urine and blood and, I don't know, a kidney.
That a bit of a joke?
Especially in
yeah.
It's, I'm not gonna say it's super
I think that's
easy.
the same
but-
in the UK.
Well, yeah, it's actually
Or
super
similar.
easy. All you need is, you need to be employed.
Yeah, no, I feel like you can rent
Congratulations, you
anywhere
have a
in the
place
UK.
to live.
Probably,
Next
yeah.
one is the way waitressing works over there. The policy is that you tip 20% because some servers don't get paid more than $2 per hour. For example, in
Yeah,
Slovenia,
see, that's mad, isn't
waiters
it?
and servers, they are paid an hourly wage. So tipping is usually just, you know, if the service is really good. And also I have noticed something that they do. They automatically add 20% to your check. I know there's like a few bars that I used to go to regularly and they do that. So at some point I noticed that I've been tipping 40%.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's a lot.
That happens if you buy people rounds, you know, at the end you know the bill is gonna be high, so you're not like exactly looking at the bill. Oh, okay, so we had 6 beers, right? That is correct, you know, you just sign
Yeah, I
it
think that is a
and
little bit cheeky them already adding it on, but
It's just assuming, isn't it? It's the assumption.
Yeah, I mean, when we visit the US, we will always just tip because it's your guys' culture. In the UK, tip at restaurants and tip hairdressers and stuff like that, isn't it? Yeah.
There. But since I've been in the States for so long, I got used to tipping like an insane person. And then I come to Slovenia, I go to like a small bar and I would tip still 20%.
Oh, I bet they love
the
that,
waitress
though.
would be like, well, no, this is your change. And I'm like, no, you can keep it. And she'd be like, no, but like, this is yours. And I'm like, no, this is your tip. Please have it.
Yeah, I
And
bet
she'd
they're
be
not
like,
used to that.
Well,
thank you. One thing that I have
in England, when I got my lashes done at your cousin's salon, it was obviously Christmas and like the lashes are expensive, but obviously not as expensive as Jersey. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this is so cheap.
Yeah.
And so I gave her a £20 tip for like Christmas, and she was like, really, really?
Right, you
Like,
see?
she asked me like twice, like, are you
Yeah,
sure?
yeah, I suppose they're not always used to it, are they?
I've personally also noticed is every bad thing that happens or every complaint that I have, there will be numerous people just telling me, welcome to America. It doesn't matter what happens. I could, end up getting robbed. I could lose an earring, discover an energetic field that sends me into another orbit to circle around Mars, and people will be like, oh, well, welcome to America. As if like nothing bad ever happens outside of America. Next thing that Europeans absolutely do not understand, myself included, is paying for your laundry.
Sorry,
Wait, what?
Dental needs.
Wait, whoa.
Cosmeticdentalgroup.je to get
what?
Is she? I think what she's gonna go. We will listen to her, but I think the assumption's gonna be is in Europe, UK, 90% of people do their own laundry, whereas maybe in the US, in apartment blocks, a lot of people go down and pay for the machines.
The laundry machines, yeah.
Which isn't that common in Europe and the UK.
It's not common, and I really hope that's where she's
I think
gonna
that's
go.
where she's gonna go with it. We'll see.
The amount of times I ran out of quarters, 1 quarter to be exact, because in Europe, pretty much everybody, 99% of the apartments, houses, they have their own washing machine. Rarely anybody uses a dryer, as far as I know.
We
Then
do.
obviously I need to
We've started to
mention
stop.
the
I've put
cost
the
of
washing
medical
out to
aid,
dry.
a huge difference in medical bills
Yeah.
in general, like
Big
staying in
difference.
hospital,
Definitely.
visits to the doctors. There are various reasons for that. I am fully aware of that. Here I must also include an anecdote. I remember I had to get an x-ray when I fractured my ribs. Despite the fact that I paid $230 already, they sent me a bill for another $300 saying that my x-ray scan was not justified.
Wait, what? Why did you pay in the
Once I
first
went to
place
the
then?
doctor, they didn't check my blood, they didn't do any tests. They just asked me,
where does it hurt? How long has it been hurting? Are you throwing up? And are you allergic to anything?
and then they prescribed me something. It didn't help at all. And then I went back 2 weeks later and they were like,
oh, okay, so I think what the problem is something different than we thought. So we probably gave you the wrong thing. So we're gonna need to give you something a little bit stronger this time. It will make you vomit for the first 3 days, but don't worry, then the vomiting stops.
I'm just like, you prescribed me the wrong thing? Next, I want to look into the one that pretty
I suppose
much
it is
everybody
quite hard as a doctor because they're only trying their best, but there is due diligence, isn't there?
Well, I think also when you're paying those prices, you should kind of you are a
Put a bit
qualified
more
doctor,
effort in,
you should
Well-
not. I get mistakes do happen,
A lot of illnesses are similar, aren't
but
they?
to just kind of turn around and be like, "Oh yeah, we gave you the wrong thing. We're just gonna give you the right thing now." Like,
yeah, if they haven't put much
I
effort
really
in,
hope they
I
didn't
get it,
charge
but
her for the new thing.
They probably did. What do you guys think? Did she get charged or not? I'm gonna guess yeah.
Well, she shouldn't have because it was their mistake.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
I think hopefully we'll see, and that is traffic in driving is a lot different in America than it is in Europe. The key difference here is turning on red light.
Yeah.
So United States allowed
Takes a
right
while to get
turns
used
on
to.
red since 1980, and it's pretty much the same in all the states. For example, in Poland, right turns on red are permitted, but only if an additional green arrow light is present and lit. Then in Netherlands, bicycles are occasionally allowed to turn on red. In France,
Oh, that's
a right
also
turn
confusing.
on red without stopping is allowed when a separate arrow-shaped amber light flashes. So the key thing here is that something else must be present before you turn on red.
See, but in the US,
in America,
when you're not allowed to turn red,
it tells you
no. Do
but
not
we
turn
did
right
still
on red.
find ourselves like, can we go here? I don't know.
Yeah, but we were like,
can we go?
our 50-50 was we either breaking the law by going or we're breaking the law by not going.
Well, you're not breaking the law if you don't go.
I suppose.
But you're annoying people behind you.
But I felt like we were a lot more confident after we saw the signs that said you cannot turn right on red, because they will clearly say to you if you're not allowed.
Sometimes we didn't go. Most of the time I was like, yeah, just go for it. I think we're fine.
And then when we saw the car behind going as well, you're like, yeah, okay, it's fine. It's fine.
We're fine.
America is that every lane is a fast lane. In Slovenia and other countries in Europe, highways are a little different. They are a lot smaller. The protocol usually is if you want to pass somebody, you absolutely must pass them on the left lane.
Yeah, inside.
It is strictly prohibited to pass them on the right lane.
In the UK, it's the opposite. It's the right lane in the UK.
Yeah.
Because obviously we drive on different side of the road.
And usually the third one, the third lane is for slower vehicles. But in America, people just drive everywhere. They pass you on the left, they pass you on the right, they pass you through your rooftop, it doesn't matter. And especially if you're like on a big highway like in LA.
Well, nobody is passing anyone in LA because it's just stood traffic, which we experienced.
Nobody's letting you in, nobody's letting you out.
Thank you, LA.
You nearly get a heart attack every time you're on a highway. You know, it's stressful. Then also when it comes to highways, speed limits are a lot different in Europe. So speed limit on a highway usually is 130 kilometers per hour. But usually in America, the speed limit is on average 65 miles per hour to 75 miles per hour, which is 104 kilometers per hour to 112 kilometers per hour. So if somebody's going 80 miles down the highway, you think, oh my god, they travel fast. But then when you like convert it to kilometers per hour, you're like, why am I having a heart attack? Literally everybody in Europe drives a lot faster than that. Why am I freaking out? Another huge difference
is
when
80
it comes
in the
to
UK.
traffic
Is it?
is that
80 mile an hour?
I thought it was 70 on the motorways.
Was it 70? It might be 70. Yeah, it's 70. I take it
Well,
back.
in Jersey it's 40, so.
In Jersey it's 40. We don't drive in the UK. It is actually 70.
Yeah, it's 70 on the motorways.
But, you know, you can...
60 if you're a trailer, isn't it?
You can go 10% each way in the law. So it's basically 80.
Can you?
Yeah. If you're within 10%, you're normally okay.
I don't know, because my mum got stopped when she was doing 32.
In a 30?
In a 30, and they said, if you do one more, you get a penny.
Yeah, 10%. So that would mean you can't go over 33.
Oh, right, but that doesn't, like, that's
not
really going to make you Lightning McQueen, is it? Doing an extra 3 over.
No, but you are allowed that 10% mainly because the speedometers aren't always 100% accurate. So while it would say
could say you're doing 34.
And yours could say you're doing 20 and
20,
30.
30. Yeah, I guess. Not everyone's the exact same.
Basically 80.
Cars in America are automatic. Last
Yeah, ours are manual mainly.
3.9% of cars
not ours.
sold were
Wait,
manual.
so that's confusing. Our car is automatic.
So I would say that more and more cars now in the UK are automatic.
Yeah.
But to pass your driving test, I would say 98% of people pass with a manual.
Yeah, and I would probably say more cars are still manual than automatic.
Yeah, definitely. And if you pass your test on an automatic like my sister did, you can't drive a manual.
Yeah.
In Europe, usually 80% of cars sold have a manual shift. That can also be related to the fact that there's a lot more traffic in America. A lot of traffic is stop and go, and if you have a manual, that would probably just drive you
Automatic's
crazy.
just easier.
Also, the sizes of cars are a lot different. For example, in Europe, people usually have smaller cars. There aren't a lot
That was my first car, like in the middle.
at all. There are various reasons for that. One being gas prices. In Norway, Netherlands, and Italy costs about $7 per gallon. US is way down on that list with a little below $3 per gallon. So if you have a pickup truck, which in America the most popular one is probably Ford F-150, it would cost you about $120 or $100 to fill the tank, and especially parking spots.
But hopefully it lasts a long time.
Definitely not for pickup trucks. Last but not least, the electrical sockets are
it's different.
Even the
But ours are even different to the US,
appliances
the
run
UK,
on
so
different
Europe, I
levels.
mean.
Ours is even more. Have we got an example anywhere?
I mean, right here, but I can't really pick it. If I take a picture of it and then show you quickly.
Yeah, there you go. Quickly on camera as we go on the fly. Oh, the suspense is killing you guys. But that is a UK plug socket.
That is right here.
Literally right there. That is a Beesley's apartment UK plug socket.
Plug socket.
Yeah.
Why do we do that so gangster?
That
Like, it's
they
just...
do
What?
in Europe.
Plug
All
spacer.
right, ladies and gents, we have gone through.
That was good. I enjoyed that.
That was good.
Some new ones in there.
It was a bit throwy off at first, but actually it made it more enjoyable. Like, it was fun.
Oh, it definitely keeps you distracted
Yeah.
as well. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, smash that button, smash that subscribe button as well. We would really appreciate it. Check out this channel, the link's in the description. And if there's anything else you want us to check out from them, let us know.
Yeah.
What's
Have
the
a
other
fantastic day.
And we'll see you legends in the next one. Peace.